lies blur our lips, sweet as poison. Fell ill from your kiss. I got drunk off your demons. One sipping, I'm lovesick. Built a home, turned to ruins. Followed you into the night. Couldn't let you leave, watch you leave. Oh, nothing less. Come daylight, come daylight. Feels like home. You played with my head, guilt free in my bed.
G'day folks, it's Cortezerino. It's been a long time since we worked on the castle and the mountain village, and I have big plans for this area today. We are doing a mega expansion. But first, a word from our sponsors.
Huh?
The trading hall is as good as done, guys. It's all the buildings done. The only thing left to do is to add more villages. I still don't have a cleric or anything up here, but I've got plenty of room left. And I know I made this really big in the beginning just to make sure I could have just to future-proof it, so I would always have spaces. But then I realised if I ever want to do a big expansion, I can just extend the hallway and move my breeding guys back. I can extend these hallways indefinitely because we are up in the air. It is cool, very cool. And I've sorted these guys out so they are all grouped together. So over here, I've got all my guys for tridents and for fishing rods all in a little group together, so they are easy to find. And then come down here and I've got everything for fletchers and what do we got? Bows and crossbows on that side. Ooh, and I had the good idea of putting the fletcher right in here so I can buy the bow and crossbow and then get all the enchantments for it. And I've done the same over here, so I've got all the enchantments for armor over here, pretty much everything I could want, even the stuff I don't want. And then we begin with the armor so I can buy all the stuff. And look at the prices! I have been turning these guys into zombies and then curing them again. So every book I want only cost me 1 emerald. It took a while, it took about 4 days. But yeah, everything I want only costs 1 emerald now. Sweeping Edge, 1 emerald. It is awesome. So we've got our toolsmith and weaponsmith over here. And then up here's all the enchantments for tools and weapons. It is so cool. It took a long time to get all this done, but yeah, it's awesome now. And look at all this. I can just even all the tools and that just cost me 1 emerald. Pick 1 emerald. And because I've got the Guardian farm here, so I've got all the fish for trading with all of these fishermen. And on the other side, you'll see in that time lapse, I built a pumpkin farm above us. So we've got pumpkins coming in here, and I've got a whole bunch of farmers to trade for them. So I have emeralds for days. But let's go upstairs and have a look at the new additions. So basically, I needed a room here just to house my portal, and I also needed somewhere to put a potion brewer. So this is rigged up just to do potions of weakness, splash potions of weakness at the press of a button. So I just hit that and these will start brewing. And when it's done, it'll put those 3 bottles into the chest. So it's a handy thing to have right here. And look at this, it's happening right now. I wanted to stop anything nasty that comes through the portal from getting down to my dudes below. So I've just got a turtle egg back there. So any pigmen coming through will be attracted to that and they will go ahead and die on the cactus. So it is very cool. And nothing can get to my villagers. They can't go down here because of the bubbles in the water. And they can't go this way because they don't know how to press buttons. And I remember saying on the episode where I finally updated to 1.16 that people have a tendency, once all the new blocks come out, they just go ahead and they build something almost entirely out of those new blocks. And I was trying to avoid falling into that trap. Well, here I've gone ahead and done it almost completely. But these blocks do really go together, so it is very, very, very cool. So yeah, I'm quite happy with this room. It's completely unnecessary, a big room like this. All I needed was these two little features, but it certainly does look cool. And we have secret doors, so I can get out to my zombies. So I've just got a little pressure plate in the ground. When I step on that, the shroom lights pull over. And I've got a little button here. If I want to close them, I can, or open them up again. But that's my way in and out. You can see the big pumpkin farm up there. I put it on top of that room, not only because it's right next to the storage for it, so it's easy to send it down there, but just so I could have this place nice and open, because I was finding I was constantly running around here to bring my zombies up to the villager that I wanted to do whatever with, and then let them in. So it was just a lot quicker, a lot better just to have that pumpkin farm out of the way. So it's all pretty bare up here, but it is nice and quick for me to get around. And I built up the roof a little bit just to make sure there were 4 blocks above the heads of our villagers, just in case we had a lightning strike. You see all my anvils? So if one breaks, they just drop down and I never have to replace them. It's cool. And it was so easy to get the zombies up here in the end. All I did is made a little dirt platform out there. I did 4 little dirt platforms, and then just waited for the sun to set, and all the mobs started spawning up there, so I was easily able to get a zombie and bring him down below. Oh yeah, and the bookcases and the enchanting tables there look a little bit strange, but inside the trading hall they look awesome. And I haven't even had to use it yet, so usually I enchant a new piece of gear to see what I get, and then I add all the books to it. But because I've got the XP grinder there, I don't really have to worry about that. I can just buy all my books and just put them on. But there is the enchanting table up the top. I've got 4 of them just because it's an even number, wide, this walkway. So 4 of them up there, but surrounding them in bookcases like that means they all get the correct enchantments, and I can just look up and hit it, and I think it looks super cool in the ceiling. I might end up doing most of my enchanting table setups like this now. And I've really got to make a safer way of getting to this trading hall. One day I'm going to make a mistake and end up in that lava. I don't know, maybe we'll do that this episode, but probably not. But I've got an idea for how I want to get there in the future. I have done 3 big time lapses in this area, all in survival. I did my original mountain village time lapse, which was all the houses we can see right here, and that was super popular. It's had about 1.2 million views, something like that. Everyone loved that, and so I went and did Mountain Village Part 2, where we added all the waterfront buildings and these buildings out here. That one wasn't so popular. It only had about 250,000 views, something like that. But then we did the castle. We spent 5 months building and designing and building that, and that one just cracked 1 million views this month, I think. It's done well, but you know, I've spent so much time over in the Japanese area, and if you're worried, like if you started watching me for the Japanese tutorials and stuff, I'm just taking the tiniest of breaks from the Japanese builds, just for my own sanity, but I've basically finished that break and I'm about to get back into them, so don't worry, more Japanese stuff is coming. But it is time we did another big project here. And there are 2 things I want to do. And I don't know if I'm going to combine them into what we're about to do right here. But let's jump up on the castle and get a little bit of a better view. So the 2 things I want to do are farmland and an actual town, like a proper city. So over here, I'm guessing that's where all my farmland's going to be. So maybe that will be a whole separate time lapse. We'll fill up that whole area. But also, this area here, it's just a village at the moment, but I want to cross over that little bridge there and build a proper city down here. And I'm going to change the style of building. So these are, I don't even know how to pronounce them. I should have probably looked it up. These are Barhofs or Barnhofs or something. That's the style of Austrian house that I'm doing in this area up here. But for the city centre over the bridge, we are going to change it up and do another kind of Austrian house, because there's another cool one that has a very unusual roof. So we are going to move away from that sort of style. And yeah, it's going to be much more dense buildings here. And the cool thing about building the Austrian stuff, like you could look around here and go, oh, this is a medieval area. But actually, all these buildings are based on buildings that exist right now. That castle exists right now. All these buildings exist. And so, I mean, I could put a tractor in the field and it could be modern day. You can't really tell. It's going to be cool. Anyway, first, I've got to do something about these trees. It is impossible here. I'll probably have to get rid of this little hill as well. And I think we need to take the castle bridge here, this entrance. I think we will have to continue this and maybe jump it over this river. Put in a little bridge or something right here so we can get over to the main town area. So I'm designing this not like the castle's going to be in the middle of the city and the city's all around it. The castle's just going to be off to one side, and yeah, we're going to start doing something right there. But that's enough talking. Let's do something.
You played with my head, guilt-free in my bed. So used to being forsaken, go out my own now. Feels like home in our ruins. Followed you into the night, couldn't leave once you leave. Oh, nothing less come daylight.
Well, that probably didn't look like it took me too long, but that actually took about an hour and a half to record the little time lapse here. Just knocking down this hill and extending this bridge. I think because usually I like to figure out absolutely everything I'm doing before I start building, but in this one I really winged it. But I had the basic shape of the bridge figured out, but yeah, it took a lot longer sort of inventing it on the spot. This side looks alright. I think I need mix in a few more blocks, especially on the other side. But yeah, this bridge is in the same sort of style as the rest of that pathway. It's all very organic looking. I think I've done this well. I'll probably have another little path joining in here and heading off to the farmland later on. But yeah, not today. Ooh, and also we definitely need to build up some trees around this area. It's looking very barren. But yeah, we're not doing that right now. Right now, we are going to put in our first house. And I've just realised that yeah, this area is a little bit wonky. We've got this little peninsula here with two bridges joining it. I can't really pop one house here by itself, so I think we might make a little bit of a courtyard here, a little town squarey sort of thing, and I'll just put a fountain or a garden in the middle, I think, and we will start building our houses over here. So I'm going to have a whole bunch of them, all nice and compact, looking out onto the waterfront with a nice little walkway out the front. So I guess they have to be all shops since they're in a prime area. Let's jump back into another time lapse.
I'm following your lead, I'm following this feeling. I'm conquering the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling. I'm following your lead, I'm following this feeling. I'm conquering the spirit, I'm busting through the ceiling. I'm following your lead, I'm following this feeling. I'm conquering the spirit, I'm
Somewhere in all of that building, I have put down my sword, and I've got no idea where it is. But anyway, guys, I think I need to make a point of playing in the shaders more often. This is so much prettier. And we've got our first house in. Well, technically two houses, but they are joined together. So we are switching from this style of house that we've been doing previously for the mountain village. And now we are moving on to this style of house for the city centre. And you'll notice the big difference is the style of the roof. So I've been doing that on this one right here, although I've made a lot of design choices with colour palette and stuff like that, so the houses do look like they are part of the same city and not too different. And the other big difference is these houses will have a lot more colour. So I did all of those out of bone blocks. But you'll notice here, starting subtly at first, I've started mixing in some sandstone there. So that's a new colour. But pretty soon we'll be building some houses out of other stuff like terracotta and bringing a lot more colour into this. And these houses are actually slightly easier to design than the other ones we've been doing for the mountain village. So there are areas like this where you don't really need to do a whole lot of design work on the walls, especially when you're joining two houses together and you don't need to design anything. But right here, I've kept that pretty plain because I want to keep this city nice and green. So we're going to build up a whole bunch of trees in front of that wall, so it doesn't matter that it's too plain in there. But I think the secret is, when I do a house like this, which is pretty much just a box with some windows on it, all I need to do is a few of them joined together and then one with some sort of fancy feature on it, like I've done here with this cool stairwell. So this one is, I've got to get some meat and put it on the campfires there. But this is going to be a bit of just a butcher shop sort of thing. And people can come in here and buy all kinds of goodies. I'll probably put some seating out here as well, so it can also be a bit of a restaurant. And then I'll close the door. I like to keep all my doors closed. And then to get upstairs, you have to go around the walkway, and up the top we've got the living area for the people who run the shop down below. Managed to sneak some hidden lighting in under carpets and stuff, so we shouldn't get any beasties spawning in here. This is a pretty cool table, I think. This is easy. I've just done it with some fence gates in the middle and we put some carpet on top. Nice and simple, but it works really well. But the other shop is even better. That one is a cafe, and that's one of the reasons I want to put some outdoor seating here in this little area. So inside here we've got the little I really need a bit more light in here. It's getting dark in the shaders. So you've got a little serving area, a little cooking area out the back here with a pantry, and then lots of little seats here for people who want to sit down inside. And then up the stairs on the first level, we've got the living quarters for whoever runs the shop in here. So it's a little bit small, but also up the top, if you probably saw it in the time lapse, we've got a bunch of rooms that they can rent out to people. So it's also a little bit of a hotel in here. And we've got a nice little balcony at the back. That's the big thing with these Austrian houses. We've got a lot of flower pots on walls, underneath windows, and a lot of balconies. And I've really got to stop building with these lodestones. I'm running out of netherite so quickly. I'm going to end up just mining in the nether constantly, but gosh, I do love that block. It looks so cool. So we are going to leave it here for today, guys. We've got one house, which is technically two houses, but we've got a lot more to go, and I'll try and get some done off camera, so we'll have something nice to see when we get back. So it's going to be a challenge because I absolutely love my mountain village up there. I love doing overgrown landscapes. It's going to be something new for me to do it very manicured in the city, but I think by adding lots of trees and lots of greenery, I'll be able to get it done. So thanks for watching, guys. I'm Cortezerino. I will see you later.